Hi, my name is Austin Blackstone, and today I'd like to talk to you about the Python custom scripting feature designed for machine learning and ARM treasure data. Python custom scripting feature allows you to run arbitrary Python code on the ARM treasure data hosted environment. This enables you to run any Python libraries, like TensorFlow, Keras, PySpark, or any other arbitrary Python library in your environment. Python custom scripting is powered by the treasure workflows, which enables you to run scheduled workflows so that you can easily run your custom code every week, month, anytime you specify. So to use the Python custom scripting feature, you've got two options. You can either use the online web interface through the TD console, or you can use the command line interface through the treasure data tool belt. Either one will work just fine for you. It just depends on what your preferred method of interaction is. There are three major use cases that the Python custom scripting feature is designed to help with. The first one is data ingest and export. Treasure data provides a number of import and export connectors. However, we do not cover every possible API. If you have a custom API that has not been formally implemented, you can use the Python custom scripting feature to connect to your external API for easy testing and early implementation. The second use case that we envision is the case of data engineering. The Python custom scripting feature enables complex data pipelines and can be an option for engineers unfamiliar with SQL or extend the capabilities of a process where SQL is simply too cumbersome. The third expected use case that we see is for data science and machine learning engineers. Python custom scripting feature enables you to bring your productionized machine learning models into your workflows directly to streamline the process of gaining insights from your data. Oftentimes we're seeing that being done as part of the sales estimation pipeline, with notifications being done either through Slack or email. To leverage the Python custom scripting feature, there's three steps that you need to follow. The first one is you need to write your Python code, as it's the Python custom scripting feature. The second one is you then need to add a YAML file to your treasure workflow, like here. You can see that we're setting up the environment as for Python and then making calls out to the Python files. And then finally, you need to run that workflow to actually run the code and get your results out. Let's take a look at some of the use cases for Python custom scripting. Before the Python custom scripting feature, you could really only ingest and outgest data using the existing connectors and then processing it using Python. With the Python custom scripting feature, you can add arbitrary APIs and relational databases, pull those into your process them with Python, and then push them back out again. Part of this flexibility means that you can not just use external APIs, you can also send out notifications to things that you previously couldn't. Common use cases we're seeing are sending out notifications to services like Slack, email, or push notifications to cell phones to enable your engineers to trigger a workflow, go do something else, and then when it's done, it shows up in their feed that they're already familiar with. Another example use case is leveraging Python code where the equivalent SQL code would be far too cumbersome. In addition, there are certain features like the ability to use PySpark or Pandas that are simply not available in SQL, and thus demand the use of a language like Python. Another example would be enriching your data using machine learning techniques. It's very common for customers to have their own machine learning models that they want to leverage in their TD pipeline. So to enable this, you can easily train up your model outside of the treasure data environment in your own custom environment, push that model off to something like an Amazon S3 instance, and then you can pull it into the treasure data workflows, run it using the Python custom scripting feature to then process your data, push it back into treasure data, and then view that out. We'll see how to do that in a minute in our demo. Another option is training your model in treasure data and then saving it out to an S3 bucket or something similar to then run them on the edge. There are a few limitations that you should be aware of with the Python custom scripting feature and its current implementation. The first one is that there's only 2 levels of resources, as noted over here. Further, we only support Python 3 going forward. We do not support Python 2.7. In addition, GPUs are not currently available as a feature. If you require GPUs to run your models, please reach out to your local sales representative and they can discuss the options with you. Finally, you can only run a task for a maximum of 24 hours. If it runs beyond this, it'll be automatically terminated. If you'd like to try out the code that you've seen today, you can find it at the links above, as well as a tutorial to walk you through it step by step. So next up, let's do a demo of this. I'm going to go ahead and jump behind the camera and show you what it looks like on my machine. I'll see you there in 3, 2, 1. So here's an example workflow to run the PySpark recommendation code. This is the Python script that we'll run, specifically the PySpark ALS function in the recommendation file in the PyScripts directory. You can also see the configuration options for this workflow, namely the Python 3.7 environment, as well as some environment variables being set. Next up, if we click on the Edit button, you can see the Python script we will run on treasure data. This Python code will build a PySpark model, fetch data from TD using TD PySpark, run training, then run inference to predict the top 10 recommended items. Then it will write the information back to treasure data. To run this workflow, we'll simply click on the Run button. You can see here that the workflow is launching. Through the magic of editing, we'll jump to after the workflow has completed its run. Wow, that was fast. We can see here the logs for the workflow, specifically the prediction accuracy, and we can also see underneath it the top 10 recommended items. Next up, let's take a look at where the data is stored in treasure data. So we're going to go find the table that we stored it into, and that's going to be the recommendation ALS table. And here you can clearly see each user and the top 10 recommended items for each user that were written back from our Python script. So this is what a successful run looks like using the Python custom scripting in treasure data. Thank you so much for spending time with us today learning about the Python custom scripting feature. We look forward to seeing you in our next video. Have a great day.